What's up, everybody? Doc Steve here from Conquer Movement, Physical Therapy, and Performance. And today we are going over to cardio or not to cardio. That is the question. So first, let's start with the basics. What is cardiovascular exercise? The most typical forms of cardiovascular exercise are going to be biking, running, swimming, even a nice brisk walk. Any type of activity that's going to get our heart rate elevated and our breath rate elevated to a point that we can sustain for a relatively good amount of time. In order to get a little bit more objective format, if you want to measure your heart rate, whether you're using some type of smartwatch or a little bit more accurate with a heart rate monitor, we can take the standard for a truly healthy individual and go 220 minus our age, and that'll give you your age predicted max heart rate. And then from there, if we want to stay within an aerobic capacity or an aerobic systems, we would take 60 to 70% of our age predicted max, and we would want to stay within that heart rate range during our exercise for it to be considered challenging the aerobic system. So we have an understanding now of what cardiovascular exercise is, how it's defined, how we can monitor it, gave you a few options that you can try. So now the question becomes, why would I want to spend my valuable time performing cardiovascular exercise? The dreaded cardio day, right? And the reason for that is we have tons of research specifically provided by Hoffman et al. In the Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation that shows that cardiovascular exercise allows our body to produce natural endorphins and pain relieving effects that not only affect us physically, but mentally as well. This can help with physical pain. This can help with emotional issues, depression, anxiety. We have the ability to tap into our own system and essentially create our own medication or our own drugs. So in one of these studies done by Hoffman et al., what they found is your body is not only creating dopamine, those feel-good drugs, but also has the ability to create its own morphine and its own pain-relieving factors. So what they did was they did a study on slow, steady-state cardio with runners, and they found that running 6 miles, you build up 10 milligrams of morphine. If you are a runner, or maybe you've heard of this term runner's high, this is exactly what we're talking about. I know for me, when I try to run, the first mile, the second mile, sometimes even the third, it's brutal. And I'm like, why am I doing this? But once I get into my stride, I start hitting mile 4, 5, and 6, all of a sudden, my body's threshold just kind of lifts. I don't feel as tired. My legs don't feel as heavy, and you feel like you can go on forever. And when you're done with that exercise bout, you have this release of endorphins. You feel good, you feel alert, you feel oriented, things are going really well, and that suck doesn't come back maybe until the next day when you're feeling a little sore, right? But we have the ability to tap into our own systems to create our own pain-relieving drugs. If you were to break your arm right now and go to the hospital, they might give you 2, maybe 3 milligrams. So why wouldn't we take advantage of our body's own system to create these feel-good endorphins and these pain-relieving effects? Now, you're probably listening to this and going, 6 miles, I can barely do 2. I'll never be able to achieve this, so thanks for the information, but I can't do anything with that. And you're wrong, because you don't have to run 6 miles at a sprinter's pace. What they tested was the VO2 max, and they found that it only takes, you have to tap into 50% of your VO2 max for a time of 10 minutes. Now, we can sit here and we can go over how to calculate your VO2 max. I don't have enough fingers and toes to count in order to do that for you, and I don't feel like dusting off the scientific calculator. So an easier way to look at this is if you are truly a healthy individual with no other comorbidities, no other medical issues going on, if you can get your heart rate just north of 120 beats per minute and sustain that for at least 10 minutes, then you're already starting the process of tapping in to these endorphins and these pain relieving effects that your body has the ability to create. So it's out there, it's available for you. So to answer our question, should we cardio, should we not? You're going to get heart health, lung health. if you are dealing with high stress times in your life, or maybe dealing with chronic pain and you can tolerate some type of cardiovascular exercise that doesn't worsen that pain in the short term while you're doing it, then you have the availability to change how you feel, change your environment, and get some pain relief and get some feel good attitude and feel good vibe just in your very own gym, your very own home, your very own community. So go out, go for a light jog, try to find some type of cardiovascular stress that you can tolerate that doesn't aggravate your system, and enjoy the benefits that your body has just waiting to be untapped.